This story happened to a father from a quiet neighborhood in Pennsylvania. He told it to police, to neighbors, to anyone who would listen, because he still can't make sense of it. And honestly, nobody else can either. He used to take his daughter, Chloe, to a small playground at the end of their street. Nothing special about it. Rusted swings, faded slide, just a place for kids to burn energy. They went almost every evening after dinner. It became their little routine. Everything was normal until late last fall. The first time he saw the man, he didn't think much of it. A tall guy in a gray hoodie, sitting alone on one of the swings. Not moving, not talking, just sitting. The dad figured he was another parent waiting for a kid, or maybe someone taking a break from a run. But then the man lifted his hand and waved. Not a casual wave, not a friendly one, just a slow, deliberate motion. And he was waving directly at the dad, not at Chloe. He waved only at him. The dad nodded awkwardly and pretended not to notice. He tried not to make a big deal out of it. But Chloe tugged on his sleeve and whispered, "Daddy, why is that man smiling at you like that?" He looked again. The man wasn't smiling. Not exactly. It was more like the idea of a smile. Like someone trying to copy an expression they'd seen on someone else. Too wide, too stiff, too wrong. They left early that night. The next evening, the dad didn't plan to go back, but Chloe begged him, and he didn't want to seem paranoid over something so small. But the man was there again. Same swing, same posture, same slow wave, and this time, he wasn't looking at the dad when they arrived. His head snapped toward them the second they stepped onto the mulch, like he'd been waiting. The dad picked Chloe up and carried her around the playground, pretending everything was fine. But his heart was pounding. He said it felt like being watched by something that didn't blink. On the third night, he finally decided to confront him. He told Chloe to play by the slide and walk toward the swings. But the closer he got, the stranger the man looked. His clothes were clean but outdated. His hands were pale, almost sickly pale. And when the dad stopped a few feet away, the man looked up with that same unnatural smile and waved again. The dad asked him if everything was okay, if he was waiting for someone, if he needed help. The man didn't answer. Ziamentar. He just tilted his head, once, slowly, as if studying him. The dad backed away. He couldn't explain it, but something about the man felt wrong in a way that had nothing to do with danger. It felt like the man didn't belong there at all. Parents in the neighborhood said they'd never seen him. The police did a quick sweep and told him as long as the guy wasn't harassing anyone, there wasn't much they could do. So the dad tried to forget about it. Until the night the man finally wasn't there. He felt relieved, honestly. Maybe the guy had moved on. Chloe ran toward the swings while he stayed behind, scrolling on his phone. Out of nowhere, she called, "Daddy, look!" She was pointing at the far end of the playground. The man was standing behind the fence. No swing this time, just his face barely visible between the slats, and that same disturbing wave, aimed only at the dad. The dad grabbed Chloe and ran home. He locked every door, every window, and didn't sleep the entire night. The next morning, the playground was empty. He almost convinced himself it had all been some weird coincidence. But then police cars flooded the street. A man's body had been found in the creek behind the playground, badly decomposed, months dead. The dad didn't want to look, but an officer approached him quietly and said, "We think this is the same man you reported. But, sir, that wouldn't have been possible, judging by the condition of the body. He's been gone a long time." The dad insisted they were wrong. He described the hoodie, the face, the pale hands, the slow wave. The officer shook his head. The body was too deteriorated to wave at anyone. The dad stopped taking Chloe to the playground after that, and sometimes, late at night, he swears he sees movement near the fence behind his house. A gray shape, watching, waiting, lifting one pale hand just high enough to wave.